If you've just turned 30, you're right on time. Or if you're already in your 30s, you're still right on time. And there's a reason that I say that. Okay? For me, it feels like the last 20, 25 years, or maybe even since the 90s, especially in Western civilization, there's been an expectation, a societal expectation, that you should have life figured out by the time you're 25 or 30. That you should have completed life by 25 or 30. That you should have a house, a husband, wife, 2 kids, dog, cat, BMW, Mercedes, all by that point. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, to me, with regards to today's economy, for the average working person, it's just not that possible. Doesn't mean to say it's impossible, but for the average working person, it's not that possible. But I'm not even talking just with regards to finance. I'm just talking about life itself. Right? And take it from me, someone who's 30 now, and how I lived my 20s. I feel like that societal expectation is very, very flawed. Okay, I'll tell you from my personal experience. When I was 18, by the time I said to myself, by the time I reached 25, I wanted to be here. I wanted to achieve this, that, and that. By that point, when I reached 25, I hadn't even become half the man that I am now. I hadn't even experienced life enough to say that I completed life and did everything that I wanted to do. Nowhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it. It's funny because I remember having a conversation with an old friend of mine from secondary school. She was working in a cafe. I saw her, I spoke to her. We were talking. She said, I'm 25 now and I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. And I said, you don't have to worry about that. You got all the time in the world. Don't even worry about that. And that's literally the truth. Even by the time you're 30, there's no rush. Okay? You don't need to panic. You don't need to stress yourself out. You don't need to get anxious over it. It's okay. And don't worry about the pressure from other people, by the way. Right? Because you will get people, family, friends, something like that, will be like, you should be by this point right now, or by this point in the near future. You should be like this person or that person and stuff like that. I might have said this already, but life is not linear. You know, for each and every individual person out of the 8 billion population on this planet, your life will be a freaking roller coaster, spins and circles and roly-polies and everything. It's not a straight line going up. It never is. It never will be. Okay? Until you truly feel like you've had life figured out, which won't be for quite a long time. Might not even be until you're 50. Okay? But it's okay. Honestly, it's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up for anything. You're right on time. Here's how I see it, to prove my point further and maybe give you a bit more comfort and help you relax into yourself a bit more and take some deep breaths. Your 20s were your training ground. Your training ground to make mistakes. Your training ground to find out more about yourself. Your training grounds to understand your insecurities and flaws better. To learn more about your likes and dislikes in life. To learn how you are as a partner in a relationship, or how good of a friend you are, how you can improve yourself further, or rectify the mistakes you might have made in previous relationships or friendships, so you can become a better person in future connections. Okay? Your 20s are your training ground to build you for when you come into your 30s, and for you to make your 30s the most rewarding and promising decade yet. That's how I feel it's going to be for me. Okay? That's how it's going to be for me. I'm striving towards it anyways. But that's my point. You don't have to have everything figured out by the time you're 25 or 30. There is no rush. You have plenty of time to do that from 30 onwards, to become the person that you want to be, right? And especially with regards to the advances in sports science and biology and so forth. And I genuinely believe this, hand on heart, okay? If you look after your mind and body well in your 30s, there's no reason why you can't live your 30s like your 20s. And I don't mean it like live your 30s like, you know, how you were irresponsible or slightly immature still in your 20s. No, I don't mean by that. I mean by youthfulness and vigor. How to feel as youthful and vigorous as you were in your 20s in your 30s. I believe that with a passion. I genuinely do. Like, you have honestly all the time in the world to figure yourself out. You're not on a time limit. There isn't an imaginary clock somewhere where someone up above is watching you and be like, no, you should be here by now. What are you doing? Like, what's up? And you can beat yourself up about it. If you want, you can beat yourself up about it. There's no point. There's no point. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You might have regrets, okay? You can rectify those regrets in your 30s. I'll tell you something else. I've worked in construction for more than 10 years. Okay, and I've worked with so many different people and so many different construction sites over the years. And I know for a fact, I've spoken to over 60, 70 people around this similar sort of topic, right? It's more to do with regrets, which I will talk about more in a different video, right? The whole general topic about regrets. And they would ask me questions about what I was doing myself at the time and so forth. And I would just tell them the truth. I'm like, okay, well, going traveling, I'm going to Australia for a couple of years to do my work visa, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And every single one of these people I spoke to, they said to me, I wish I was your age right now doing what you're doing. Right? These people are in their 40s or 50s now or something like that. And they go, but I can't because I've got a wife, kids, mortgage, bills to pay for, cars, all that stuff, right? Your 20s and 30s are not times for you to have regret. If you didn't do the things that you wanted to do in your 20s, there's no reason why you still can't do them in your 30s. Okay? There's still no reason why you can't do them in your 30s. Doesn't mean that you abandon your goals and dreams that you want to achieve in your 30s still, right? But if you look after yourself the right way, if you live like the best version of yourself and you live the lifestyle that you want to live, okay, there's no reason why you can't still do the things that you wish you did in your 20s, right? Because the biggest thing for me is, by the time I hit my 40s or 50s, I want to be able to look back on my life and be like, no, I'm happy with my life. I have no regrets. Now I can move on to the next stage of my life, whatever that may be. Long story short, you are right on time. Don't worry, don't panic. You're in a good position. Even if you may not feel like it, you are in a good position. You need to tell yourself that. You need to relax your shoulders. You need to take a deep breath. have a nice cup of tea or cup of cacao or something like that, and we go 1 cup at a time. All right? We go 1 cup at a time. But this is the moment now for you to start being the best version of yourself and live your 30s to the fullest. All right? I hope you found this video useful. If you have, perfect, awesome. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. That would be great. If you have any questions, or if you disagreed with some of the things I may have said in this video, feel free to leave a comment down underneath my video on YouTube and I'll respond. If you want to send me a direct message on Instagram, StirringTeaInACrazyWorld, hit me up over there. We can have a chat there. Absolutely fine. Happy to have a chat as always. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Peace.